guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have my best friend here, Alexis Gregg. We're going to be doing pros and cons of being a sign model versus a Instagram model. She's a sign model. I'm an Instagram model. But we're also going to put on a face mask because
we're having a girls' night. We got pickles, we got chicken. We're highly prepared to get in depth and tell you guys the difference between our two jobs.
I love this stuff. Okay.
I've never had a peel on mask before.
This is the Soul Black Mask, and I got this from Amazon.
Now, how does this work, honestly?
It's a purifying mask, so it like brings everything to the surface, like your pores and any junk that you may have under the surface of the skin or stuff that's stuck in your pores. It like brings it all out. Okay. Blackheads.
That's interesting.
It also like dries out your pimples. I gotta make sure I'm putting it on my face correctly. So
I'm watching you.
Let's start with the first topic.
Our first topic is how to become an Instagram model versus how to become a sign model.
So you go first.
Usually when you're becoming a sign model, you kind of have to research the agencies that kind of seem fit for you, which is what I spent a long time doing. Most agencies have like a little tab you can go under on the website, and it's how to become a model, and it'll lay out, you know, what they want you to send to them. And usually it's just like Polaroids or snapshots. They used to be called Polaroids, but snapshots. And they usually want just like a front, side, back, you know, like profile view. They just want to see what you look like, but no makeup, the most natural hair or whatever hair that you wear on a daily basis. And just take some very clear photos in front of a very basic background. No editing of the photos, none of that. A very plain shirt, jeans, and some heels. Very basic. They want to see your most natural look, no piercings, none of that. Nowadays, like a lot of agencies are finding girls on Instagram, which is kind of cool. So it's really kind of important to make sure your Instagram is built.
How to become an Instagram model. Really, it starts with 10K followers, which a lot of people don't know that. Yes.
Wow.
They start there. Like if you have 10K or more followers, then you qualify to be an Instagram model. That's what they look for. A lot of companies will reach out to you in DMs. They're like, hey, we want to send you some free stuff to model for our brand. And that's pretty much how it gets started. And then they'll send you over like guidelines to follow. Some brands will send you over contracts to sign. And really, like, that's how Instagram modeling starts. It starts with follows, it starts with likes, it starts with brands contacting you through the DM. Or if you have a business Instagram account, then they will just email you. They'll just click on the email, you know, underneath your whole bio section, and then they'll contact you that way. And then, you know, you start your communication as far as the guidelines and how to get started and all of that.
Tell me your story. How'd you become an Instagram model personally?
Honestly, it started with me modeling thriftway clothing, and then I got contacted by Rainbow Shop through my DMs, and then it kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
And then I started getting hit up after that.
For me, I wanted to be signed so bad, and I did this thing it was a video for BuzzFeed called Plus Size Girls Can't. And all the girls that I was doing the video with were all sign models, and they gave me such good information on how to get signed. And so if it's taking you a while, literally just focus on building your Instagram. Reach out to different photographers who don't mind doing TFP, which is like trade for posts, I guess. So like they're just kind of like helping you out, taking your photos and just building off of that. And then don't be scared to just keep reaching out, which is what I did. Natural was like who I wanted to be signed to. I knew I wanted to be signed to them, and I literally just messaged them or DM them on Instagram, and I was like, I really love what you guys stand for. This is what I want to do, and I've reached out to you guys so many times, and I feel like the time is now. And I got a DM back from them, and that is how I got signed. Oh, now that this mess, let's get these pickles off.
So we're gonna be eating too, so hopefully y'all don't mind. you know, here goes some napkins because we not trifling, okay?
And I'm a mess.
Okay, let's
so
get back to the video. Hold on, but let me get up here, go down.
Wait, let me find a good slice.
Oh, that ain't a good
Wait,
slice.
what's this brand?
It's
Basic.
oh, here go a good one right here.
We got the bread and butter flavor. Okay, anyways. It's good.
No, it's good.
Oh, we did it this weekend.
Now, oh, let me not be like that.
You know, good one, that's you too. Anyway.
We talking about finances.
Talk about how you get paid.
Because that's what everybody want to know. How do we get paid?
Where's the money come in? That's important. Instagram models probably get paid more than professional.
Should I go first?
Yeah. Let me know. You get. Do you get paid more than me? Probably.
I feel like it depends.
She way far ahead.
And the reason, okay, this is how you get paid on Instagram. It's all about what you request. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. If you don't request to get a payment, then you're not going to get a payment. If you request a payment, then you're going to get paid. If you request not enough, like you request less than what you're worth, that's on you. Now me, I'm going to request the highest amount to see if I can get paid the highest amount. And if they come back and say, oh, we can't do that, then I'll negotiate from there. But it's all about like negotiating, you know, how much.
By how many followers you have?
No. You get paid by how much you demand.
See, that's one thing that they have advantage over that we don't as SI models. Like, we have to go through our agent for everything, and they negotiate our pricing. You know what I'm saying? And we have to pay them too. So we got to pay the agency, and they can just take all the money.
Ain't nobody taking the money from me. You do have to count in the fact that you have to have a camera, so that cost. And then also sometimes I'm like driving around looking for a spot to take pictures. Like, there's cons to it, okay? It's not easy. And then also like you have to do your own makeup, you got to do your hair, you got to do like all that stuff costs. I feel like that stuff is provided like when you go on set. Versus me, I have to do all that stuff myself. Now, unless you out here balling, because I know some Instagram models, like they're like huge now to where they can hire a photographer, where they can hire a makeup artist, and they can have all those people on standby to assist them, but that still costs money out of their pocket. But
yeah, with Instagram modeling, it takes so much investing in yourself, because everything that you're doing it yourself. Like, everything you put into your Instagram, and everything you put out is done by yourself. Like, kind of with professional modeling, it sounds like really prissy, but it kind of is. Like, they get everything like done for them. Like, they have a hairstylist, they have a makeup artist,
very glamorous,
you know, and there's a photographer there waiting for you. So everything is kind of just lined up.
I feel like it's more organized and it's less stressful.
It is less stressful,
because when you are an Instagram model, like, everything is on your shoulders, and you have a brand that's expecting professional work from you, and so that can put a lot of stress on you versus you just have to show up. You know what I mean? I have to edit, I have to make sure my photos get edited and all of that. Like, she just literally shows up, does her job, gets paid, goes home. So I mean, there's pros to cons to either or. And I just feel like it depends on the person. Like, what do you want out of this? Like, what are you expecting? It's kind of different.
Yeah. Why did you want to be an Instagram model?
I didn't want to be an Instagram model.
Life just happened.
It just happened.
She was never like that. Like, she always wanted to just
be behind the scenes.
Be behind the scenes, yeah. That's why she was always doing people's hair and like always styling people. But somehow you ended up in the forefront, which is amazing because she's doing an amazing job. But
I never thought I'd be modeling.
Yeah.
Never.
She was so into basketball.
Like, I was a tomboy. Like, I was into designing and creating and stuff, but I was never into like the camera. Like, I always, like, even in high school when I used to carry my camera, I always took pictures of y'all.
Yeah.
But I never took pictures of myself. So I don't know.
You were always creative. She always like write poems and stuff like that, but
never would. If somebody would say, "Oh, you're gonna be a model on Instagram," I would have been like, "You're lying."
I kind of made myself be behind the scenes. I always felt like I was like somebody that was like, oh, like I wanted to be something in entertainment or something. Like I always wanted to be like, I don't know, like an actress or like a singer or something like that. But I was like, I already had in my head, I'm not gonna be able to be a model because I'm big. Like I always saw her as a model. I called it, didn't I? You always called it, but I was like, I like was like, okay, if I can't be a model, then I'm just gonna like be a wardrobe stylist or like be like something behind the scenes that you don't really have to see me because I'm not gonna make it to this whole modeling thing. But then plus size modeling became such a thing over the past couple of years.
I honestly feel like our way of thinking came from how being plus size was not a trend, and so now that it's a trend, it's like we've been put in the forefront to be advocates or spokesperson for the movement, I guess you want to say, because our way of thinking was we could never be a model, you know what I mean? And so now we're like doing it.
I think in the end though we do have the same like goal, or like, do you know what I'm saying, like the same
to make change
and make to make change within the industry,
because I feel like we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And this whole like putting I noticed that the internet can be very mean. Like some of my following will try to put me up against another Instagram plus size model, and it's like, why can't we all just be coexistent? Like she's good at this, I'm good at this, or you know, like why do we have to be against each other? We're competing with each other, but we shouldn't, because we all have the same mission as far as making plus size relevant and making it known that we can feel beautiful and look beautiful too. You don't have to be a size 4 or a size 6. So I don't know, I don't like when people do that. But it is what it is.
What do you always tell me? Oh, what's for you is for you and nobody can take that away from you. That I always live by that quote that she told me one time, because like, what's the other one, that the sun and the moon, they both shine but they just shine at different times, something like that. It's so true. So I don't know, what's for you is for you. I guess this was for me because it literally just happened and this was not planned.
But now that I've experienced some stuff, I guess I can talk about it.
The difference of Instagram for Instagram models and for regular model, like sign models. Like for me, like my Instagram has to be laid out in a certain way, because our Instagram is tagged on the agency's website, and it's there for brands to go to us on the board and then follow and see us on Instagram through the websites. So it's like it has to be like our second portfolio basically. So all the images they can't have filters, and they have to be very commercial and still show us and still show our personality. But Instagram models, like,
we can use heavy filters.
Yeah.
We can Photoshop. Like, we have more creative control as far as how we present the product to our following. So I feel like we don't have, we still have guidelines we have to follow as far as like deadlines, like we have to post by this time, by this date, and all of that. But when it comes to like the creative side, like I know some people, they like to do like a 90s theme. Like we could do that. Like we could come up with our own themes and things like that. Or you don't even have to have a theme in some cases. It's all up to you, and you get to decide what you want to present to your following, because that's why they picked you. They picked you based off of your creative niche, I guess, like what you offer.
And for me, followers don't really mean that much to me, just because like I want like genuine, not that you don't want genuine people following you, but I just want like genuine people following me. Like I feel like quality over quantity is so much more important to me.
Me too.
Because you want also brands to see who you are and who you really are, not who you're pretending to be.
And you also want people to follow you who are just like you, because from a business standpoint, they're going to be more willing to purchase items from you, or if you're campaigning with a brand, they're going to more likely be more engaged with the campaign. But if you are pretending to be someone else, I don't know, I think it's shitty, because it's like you are literally putting on this act. And I feel like as an individual, you can definitely get a following based off of who you truly are. I don't care like who you are. You can be the weirdest person, you can be the craziest person. If you are true to yourself, like, you will somehow link with people who are very like you.
And that's what's important. That's what you want.
Yeah, and that's what you want, because I don't know, it just makes life easier. You can wake up every day and just enjoy what you do.
What brands look for?
Well, brands look for how many followers you have, what's your engagement. If you buy followers, which I know how to find out if you do, which I should talk about that later. But if you buy followers, and that means you don't have people commenting and engaging with you and stuff like that. They look at that. They also look at your analytics. So make sure you have an Instagram business page, and it will break down everything from how many likes you get, how many followers you get per week, per day, per hour, how many likes you get per week, per day, per follower, or per hour. And then also, like, what your demographic is as far as, like, where your followers are coming from, Canada, the United States. And then it also breaks it down, like, if you're in the United States, like, what states. And then also male versus female. Now, when it comes to plus size modeling, a lot of brands look for you to have more female following than male following. So that can definitely be a deal breaker as far as brands working with you. If you really want to be a plus size model, then you need more female following than male following. So that's pretty much what they look for. And then also, your photos have to be clear, they have to look professional, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
For professional models, brands are literally just looking at you. Like, when I very first started trying to build my Instagram, I was trying to make it so they saw the most natural me. They want to see the person on your Instagram. They want it to match who you are, like, within your modeling career and what the agency has on their website. Like I said, it's a second portfolio, so it has to kind of match along. You know, you don't want to look like a different person than you do with.
So you want to look like your photos.
Yeah, which is why, you know, originally I needed to have curly hair. Like, they wanted just my natural hair throughout everything, and they wanted me to take down, like, all the photos of me in wigs and stuff.
Instagram set life versus commercial set life.
Your set life is however you want your set life to be.
I feel like my set life is pretty, you know,
you have creative direction over everything.
My set life is me waking up and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take pictures today. And sometimes it looks like this as well. Like, sometimes I'll just be driving around downtown looking for a cute little spot to take pictures. Like, literally wake up knowing that I have a project that I have to do, and I'm just trying to find a location. If I can't find a location, or I didn't like the pictures that I took outside, or whatever the case may have been, then I'll just take them inside.
Here's my process. I get an email and it says, hey, go to this casting. So I go to the casting, and then the next day, if they want to book you, they're like, they want to book you, and you're like, okay. And it'll have, like, how much the rate is that they're wanting to pay you, and you'll get a call sheet, and the call sheet will have, like, where the location is, and it tells you everybody that's part of the team, like the hairstylist, the makeup artist, photographer, all of that, and tells you, like, you know, really important information on what you're supposed to bring, all that. And then you get there, you have your hair done, you have your makeup done, now make sure you have your nails done, and you're just pretty much shooting. There's, like, e-commerce, and then there's, you know, like, campaign. And there's e-commerce is literally just like you're in front of a blank wall and just posing whatever products they want you to. And then campaign is like you go on a specific location and you're shooting just for the brand itself rather than specific items like you would in e-commerce.
And then with Instagram modeling, we are the makeup artists, we're the hairstylists. Wigs will be your best friend, sweetheart, because you can just throw that mug on and take some photos and take that thing right on off. Y'all see me do it all the time on Snapchat. I like my job, but it can be a bit much just because you literally do everything. Now, I feel like the bigger you get, I'm sure you'll start hiring people to release stress. But in the beginning, girlfriend, you're going to be doing everything. Taking pictures, doing your hair, doing your makeup. Like, that's just part of it. You have to start somewhere. And then you have to build yourself and work your way up. And by that time, it becomes easier.
Actually, I do want to add that, like, when it comes to what brands are looking for too, I feel like you want to be more like later on in your career, as far as a professional model, you want to be more versatile. Like for me, like, yes, I started off with my curly hair, but now I'm getting to the point where I can add in like my straight hair. But instead of me wanting to straighten my hair all the time, I'm gonna get a wig.
Right.
So, and then it'll show that I can model, you know, with straight hair, and I can model with curly hair, and it just shows more versatility because I look completely different with both.